Hey, you're going to have to bear with me. I just got back from my morning run, and I was so excited to talk to you that I didn't take the time to shower or get ready. So I'm a little bit wet and tired and maybe a little bit out of breath. But there were so many things that were going through my mind as I was running that are so pertinent to where we're at today and to your business. And the first thing I want to say is, I got up early this morning, and even though it's March 31st, it was snowing. So it's snow raining, it's wet, it's gross out, it's dreary. The last thing I wanted to do was go for a run. But I also know that I had signed up to do a half marathon. Who knows if that half marathon is going to happen or not, but I signed up to do one in August, and I have a training plan. And so I know I need to run 4 days this week. And so because of that, I'm like, well, I'm going to go run anyways. I don't want to, but I'm going to. And I think for a lot of us right now in our businesses, there's still a lot of uncertainty, and there's things that we had planned on doing that we have no idea if we're going to be able to do them or not. We have no idea how things are going to turn out. But what we can do is we can keep showing up, that we can keep doing the things that we know will help us to be successful, to control the things that we can control. And that's so cliche, but it is absolutely true. And the most powerful tool that is going to help you to do this is your mind. And I was thinking about this a lot. I was thinking about, when I'm running, what am I thinking about? And I notice if I'm thinking, this is hard, I don't want to do this, it feels physically harder than if I'm thinking, I'm getting stronger. I'm working towards a goal, right? There's all kinds of things that I can be thinking in my mind that are going to help propel me towards taking the actions that I want to take. And I know this week we're talking about action, but your mind is where your actions start. We act based on what we're thinking about. And if we are thinking right now in our business, I'm going to go out of business, there's no way I can get through this, this is devastating, I can't handle this, I have no resources. Those thoughts are not going to help you take the action that you need to take. I am not saying to disregard the current realities of where you're at. The analogy I'm going to make of this is we can't ignore what's in front of us. Like, I'm running and I'm not paying attention and a squirrel jumps in front of me. If I don't acknowledge the squirrel's there and move, I'm going to trip and fall. So we need to acknowledge what's in front of us, but we also need to recognize where we want to go and put our mind focused on that and train our mind to get through those hard times, that it can both be hard and devastating and also be possible to move forward in different and bigger ways than it was before. Both those things can coexist simultaneously. And the thing that you have control over right now in your life and in your business and for your customers and for your team is what you put your mind on. And the questions I want you thinking about are, what can I do today? What changes do I need to make? What action can I take that will make an impact on my business? What opportunities might be present that weren't present before? What resources do I have to help me? You guys, there are so many resources right now. The SBA has tremendous resources for small business owners, including, grants of up to $10,000 that don't have to get paid back. If you are a freelancer or a consultant and you have clients that are counseling, there are unemployment options to help get you through these. These aren't long-term plans, but there are resources to help get you through. And so if you're just focused on the fear factor of what's happening and you're not looking for the resources and you're not looking for the opportunities, you are going to lose opportunities that could help you move forward. And so what I wanted to talk today about is some tools on how you can really use your mind to your advantage. And it's easy to be like, yeah, just think positive. That's not what we're talking about today. This is not about being Pollyanna. This is not about ignoring the facts. This is about consciously choosing the direction you want to look. And that old analogy that, where you look is where you're going to go. When I was riding horses, where you're looking is where the horse is going to go. When I am mountain biking, right? Like, look up, don't look at the obstacle, look at the line you want to take, right? If you look at that rock, you're going to hit that rock. Same thing, they would say when I was trying to surf this summer. It's like, okay, like if you look at the shore, look up. If you look down, you're going to fall. And that's what's happening right now. Like, Yes, there are rocks there. There are obstacles. There are cliffs. But if that is where we're putting all of our attention, we are going to miss the path forward. And so what I'm asking you to do today is you want to acknowledge those obstacles, those rocks, those cliffs, the water, all those obstacles that are there. And then you want to pick your line about how you're going to go around those obstacles, how you're going to get through them, how you're going to go over them. Because once you pick that line, you can take consistent action every day that will get you closer to where you want to be. So I'm going to we have a great mindset tool that you can download over at mytimetoprofit.com. It is really based around sales specifically and kind of how to shift your mindset around selling. A lot of people don't like selling. And if you don't like something, you don't get good at it. The other thing I want to say about this is that your energy is contagious. If you are in a sense of panic and dread, your customers and your clients are going to feel that. We want to help people that are scared, but we don't necessarily always choose to partner with them. And so if you are feeling panicked and scared, but you still want to move forward in your business, you've got to first work on calming your own nervous system down so that when you're forward facing in front of your clients and your prospective clients, that you can lead in a way that evokes calmness and confidence. And so I'm going to share this link to these mindset tools. It's called Mindset Tools That Help You Embrace Sales. I'm not going to redesign this because you can tweak it. So instead of thinking about embracing sales, just change everything that says sales to embracing scary times, embracing uncertainty, embracing COVID, right? So really the first thing on here, what are the first 3 adjectives that pop into your mind when you hear the word uncertainty or when you hear the word COVID, right? When you think about your business during this time, how do you feel? Why? What do you like least about what's going on? What are you most scared about? So acknowledge the things that you're experiencing right now. And then think about if there's some opportunity. Is there one experience because of COVID that's made something possible in your life, in your business to make your life better? What was it about that made this experience good, right? Some of this isn't going to really make sense. We're going to skip over what aligns with your values, but what would you have to believe to look forward to moving forward in your business right now? What is the best part about what's happening right now for your business? These might be hard questions to answer, but find something, right? It might be, I have more time for creativity, for sitting down. For me, I have more time because I'm not traveling to see clients. I have more time to sit down and do strategic work in my own business, right? And then pick a statement from the things that are good from this, that feel appropriate, that feel true, and make it your mantra, right? So make a mantra for you. It has to be something that you believe. It can't be something that you don't believe that you're just saying because it feels good. You've got to believe it. So, right, for me, really what I'm thinking about is there will always be challenges in life and in business, some of them more profound than others. For a lot of us, COVID is one of the most dramatic experiences of challenge that we faced in our businesses. And that's okay. But challenge isn't new. This specific scenario is new, but businesses have gone through challenges for eternity. And we found a way as humans to get stronger. So for me, my mantra a lot of times is I am resilient. I am also extremely faith motivated and faith based. If that's not your jam, just skip over this part. But I just got a thing on Facebook today that it was my 2-year anniversary of my baptism. And I've been thinking a lot about, God and faith and spirituality in times like this. And for me, I'm like, God never promised it was going to be easy. God never said you weren't going to have challenges, but I know that I'm not alone in figuring out a path forward. And I am praying for grace and wisdom and perseverance. And that I know that with God's grace, I can get through this stronger and better. And I also know that I'm resilient and I have lots of evidence for that. And so for me, there are so many opportunities for all of us if we can get through that fear factor. And the only thing that's going to get it through that is our minds. That if we are only focused on the businesses that are struggling, if we are only focused on the hardships, if we are only focused on the things that are scary, we're going to miss sight of where that line is that can get us through those obstacles safely. Sometimes when you're navigating So many of you know, some of you don't, but I started mountain biking 2 summers ago. I'm still very, very green at it. But, if you're navigating an obstacle, there are times you're going to try it and you're going to pick your line and you're going to fall. Like, I've run into a tree. I have fallen over the handlebars. Like, so many things that happen, but you just keep getting up and trying again, pick the line again. So I'm not saying there aren't going to be times when you crash, when it hurts, when it's scary. There might be, but you still can get back on and pick your line. Pick the line of where you want to go, focus on that, and keep moving forward. And if you do that, you will come out of this stronger, better positioned to serve than you could have ever imagined. And the way you serve might look different than it did 3 months ago. And that's okay. But you can be adaptable, you are resilient, and you are strong, and you can get through this. But you've got to use your mind to your advantage. And so start thinking about noticing, as I'm thinking about what's happening right now, where am I focused? Am I focused exclusively on the obstacles and the cliffs? Or am I also noticing those things and based on those things, picking the path that is going to most likely, right? We call it picking a line. Pick the line that you think is going to give you the most success to get through this. Pick that line and keep going. Use your mind to get there. I'm going to post that mindset resource in the comments. You'll have to kind of play with it and adapt it, because it definitely wasn't designed specifically for this time, but it's a good tool if you're struggling with, how do I get myself to like stop staring at the rock? I was talking to my friend Erin about this yesterday, or we were running 6 feet apart, probably more than 6 feet apart. I'm hyper vigilant about that. And like, she was showing me this part of this trail that she had workshopped in a mountain bike clinic. And I'm like, I know I might be able to do that physically, but I couldn't do it mentally, because I would either be staring at this huge rock, this huge boulder, or I'd be staring at the cliff on the other side. The line was so narrow to get through and around it. And so if you're feeling like, I can't stop staring at the rock, I know that feeling, but you can. And this mindset tool that you can download can help you. Talk to somebody. And then the most important thing that you can always do, I'm going to teach you 2 things right now if you are really struggling with getting your mindset right. The first one is just take a note of what you have right now. Do you have a meal to eat? Do you have a roof over your head? Do you have an internet connection? Do you have somebody that you love that you are quarantined with, right? You might not have all of these things, but you probably have some of them. Did you have dinner last night? Like, what are the things that you have right now? Pay attention to those. Say them out loud. And then the second thing you can do is a 5 senses meditation. So we do this, and me and Alec a lot, if we get stressed or just anxiety is high or just to decompress. Okay, what are 5 things that you can see right now? So right now, 5 things that I can see are Harley's laying down next to me. I can see my whiteboards. I can see my little frog that reminds me to eat the frog. I can see my pin. These are my favorite decorative pins from Felicia. I've got my coaster from South Africa. So 5 things you can see. And then 4 things that you can hear. So, right, I can hear the wash machine running. I can hear the wind outside, kind of like the air vent sounds. My house is really quiet right now, but 4 things that you can hear. So 5 things you can see, 4 things you can hear, 3 things you can feel. So I can feel my feet on my footrest. I can feel my shirt tight on my wrist. I can feel my backrest. Did you hear Harley? He's getting relaxed. And then 2 things you can taste and 1 thing you can smell. You might do 2 things you can smell, 1 thing you can taste. I have a horrible sense of smell, so I always just do 1 thing I can smell. But just going through the 5 senses, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's something I learned from Elizabeth Gilbert, and then a different version of the 5 senses from Quell Simpson. But those little meditations that you can do in the moment can help you calm your mind when you're getting anxious, so that then you can say, okay, I'm here right now. What are some things that I have right now? I know I'm scared about what the future might look like, but what are things that I have right now that I can be grateful for, right? Like, I have money in the bank. I have a connection of women that support me. I have clients that I love, right? There's all of these things. And then, okay, from there, what is the line that I want to pick for my business, and how can I take action to move forward in that today? The more you train your mind, the more you work your mind, the more you are conscientious of your mind, the more gracefully you will navigate this. And right now, your mind, your faith, your mind are the most important things that you have. And so don't neglect those things. Take care of those things. Be conscious of those things, and it will make a world of difference. So say hi in the comments. I'll post the link to the mindset tool, and I will be coming back tomorrow to talk about the actions that you can be taking in your community in a way that can make an impact for your community as a whole, but then also for you and your overall well-being. So I hope you are doing well. Say hello, and I will see you tomorrow.